Hey, it's Ted McGrath, and in today's video I want to share with you how to magnetically attract customers through the power of storytelling. So whether you're a professional or you're an entrepreneur or you want to tell better stories to get more people to buy your products, storytelling is one of the keys to captivating customers and captivating an audience. So if you were to hire me to come in and speak to your audience at your conference, one of the things that I would be doing is telling storytelling while I'm teaching about storytelling. Why? Well, there's two principles in storytelling that get customers or get people just to want to take action and also get them engaged. And one of them is the fact that emotional roller coasters keep people engaged. So if you've ever watched a great movie or if you ever watched a great TV show, you'll see that they're having you on the edge of your seat by bringing you up, down, up, down, up, down, and the element of surprise. So when you look at a great hero's journey in storytelling, there is a pit moment in every story where the bottom falls out. And that pit moment really connects with the customer or the audience in a vulnerable way because the character who's telling the story or the show that you're watching, it's evoking real emotions that people experience in the pit, which is basically the problem that the character's facing. There's real emotions of loss, there's real emotions of sadness, there's real emotions of danger in there that people can relate to. And so great storytelling connects with a customer and relates to them in a human way. I tell my own life story on stage. I play 10 characters on stage for 70 minutes. My show is called Good Enough, and it's based on my life story. When I was about 6 years old, my parents got divorced, and I made the decision unconsciously as a kid that I wasn't loved, that I wasn't good enough, and my whole life became about getting approval. So by the time I was 21 years old and I got in the insurance business, my boss looked at me and he's like, I believe you can go out and do 6 figures in income your first year in this business. For me, it wasn't about the money. I just wanted his approval. So I put my head down, and for 12 straight months I went after this goal. And on the final day of the year, I cracked 6 figures in income. And that night, I went out and I found myself at 4 o'clock in the morning, overdosed from a bag of cocaine, 2 pills of ecstasy, 15 drinks of alcohol, and my soul coming out of the top of my head. And miraculously, the next morning I woke up and I was revived. And as I look back on this, I couldn't help but think that my story and my message and my dreams almost died inside of me. So at 21 years old, I was like, well, money didn't do it, so status will do it. And I went out, and for 6 straight years, I worked my ass off, and I became one of the top partners, the number 5 partner out of 500 partners for the number 1 life insurance company in the country. And the day I accomplished that goal, I was like, is this really all there is to my life? And I resigned that day. And I was like, I got it. I'm gonna go out to California, I'm gonna become an entrepreneur, I'm gonna start up my own business, and moved out to California, and within about 9 months, I started up 2 businesses and they were completely failing. And my house was in foreclosure. And I'm sitting there with my face in my hands and I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with my life? And that was the day where I decided that I wanted to help people. I wanted to start coaching and speaking and following my passion of really making a difference in people's lives. Now, notice what I just did there in my storytelling. 1, I wanted you to hear it because I wanted you to get to know me. 2, I wanted you to experience my storytelling. But 3, storytelling can be done in 60 seconds. If you're doing it in a networking event or one-on-one with somebody, it can be done in 2 or 3 minutes online. Storytelling can be done for 15 minutes on a stage. And heck, I've done mine for 70 minutes in my theater show. But the components of storytelling that are important is I took you through the journey of a pit. And so every great story has to have this pit moment where the pit highlights the problem. You see, my customers that I'm speaking to are coaches, speakers, experts, entrepreneurs, professionals, that they have a story and a message. They want to get it out to the world. And in my pit moment, my dreams, my story, my message almost dies inside of me. So I'm speaking to the voice of my customers. I'm speaking to the voice inside their head by telling them my story. And I have a thread in my pit moment of going, hey, I overdosed from drugs and alcohol because I didn't feel good enough in my life. So I'm sending a message in the storyteller that's speaking to the voice inside my customer's head, and I'm doing that through the pit. And then I'm taking them on a journey, okay? A journey that is like search, 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 breakthrough. And what I mean by that is when I overdose from drugs and alcohol in the pit, I come out of that moment and experience and I'm like, wow, money didn't do it. Oh, I got it, respect. Status will do it. So if I become partner with the company, my life will change. So you see me as a character go on this search. Now imagine you're telling a story, or as I'm teaching this to your audience on stage, they want to tell a story that gets the customer to go on a journey, and the customer has searched for answers before, right? Just like I'm searching for answers. So every great story, we're on a search. That's the hero's journey. It's like the comeback. We fall out, and then we search, and then all of a sudden we're victorious and we break through. So me, I was searching for the answers. Just like your client or your audience's clients is searching for answers, and hopefully the answer that they're going to come to is I need your product, or I need your services, or I need your help, right? So mine, the first search is like, oh, status will do it, and I get status and become one of the top partners in New York Life, and that doesn't work. Then it's like, okay, that didn't work, so I go on another search, and my next search is entrepreneurship. So it's my second search moment. It's like, I'll go be an entrepreneur, I'll move out to California, and I do it. I move out, and my businesses fail. And I'm sitting on my couch and my house is in foreclosure. So it's another search moment that doesn't work. And then I discover what do I really want to do with my life, right? Like that's the question I'm asking myself, but my clientele is thinking that too. So I'm asking a question that they're asking themselves as well. So it's like, what do I really want to do with my life? And that's kind of another search moment of like, what do I want to do? And then there's a breakthrough where I have a realization. So the breakthrough is like, it's like an insight. It's like a moment. It's like a realization of like, I want to help people. I want to go make a difference in the world. I want to coach and I want to speak. And my audience, many of my audience wants to do that in this brand Message to Millions. Your audience might just want to go sell more products. So I talk about this breakthrough, and then I go, what am I going to do with my life? And I'm like, I'm going to coach, I'm going to speak. And then I take people on the journey of my results of how I went out, and I started getting customers, and I started sharing my story to Message, and I started to build this brand, and I started to build a multi-million-dollar company. And then all of a sudden one day I was like, I want to become an actor, and I created my theater show, and I take them on this breakthrough moment, and then I take them into the results that I've gotten in my life that build credibility. So great storytelling has a pit moment, search, 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 a breakthrough, which is a realization, and then the results of the product, the credibility of the product, of why the customer should buy. And when I tell this on stage, people are engaged. Like they want to have a relationship with me because I told my story. And if you just look at this from the experience of the customer relationship with the brand, storytelling is that powerful. So if you want to bring me in at your conference, I would love to speak on this topic, tell my own story, engage people, and help them to use stories in their presenting, whether it's one-on-one, from the stage, in front of groups, online, to attract customers, to attract and develop relationships with their tribe that they ultimately are speaking to. Thanks so much, and go ahead and submit some information here to apply to get me to speak at your conference. Talk to you soon.